Alrighty, go. We're here.
What?
We're here.
Okay, what am I doing?
Where did we arrive from about an hour
What
and a half?
happened today?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, where were we initially this
do you
morning?
want the whole background story or just
It's up to you. Give me a little snippet.
little snippet?
We just arrived back in Tbilisi about
Sorry,
an hour. It's okay, take your time. An hour and maybe an hour and 10 minutes. An hour and a half ago.
3 hours ago.
Has it been 3 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost 8. We got here like 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Haha.
Perfect.
We yesterday
Yeah, yesterday.
decided at 6 a.m. to go out to
Kutaisi.
Yeah,
Kutaisi on Thursday.
Georgia, on Thursday. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
We took a train. We jumped on a train.
hopped on a train.
Cost us $2 each
Yeah.
for our tickets, and we sat on that train for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Have you been to that place? Like
Never.
never.
No.
So why the heck did we hop on a train spend 5 hours to go to Kutaisi, Georgia?
So I had a tryout.
What's a
What?
tryout?
With one of the professional women's soccer teams here. Obviously, with this pandemic, it's kept getting pushed back further and further and further.
What kept on being? What do you mean? It kept on being pushed back?
Being allowed to try out.
Right. Okay. So the season was put on hold.
Well, originally I thought I had 2 weeks to get myself in shape and to do some tryouts.
Yeah.
Now here we are at the end of 7 weeks, which I'm very grateful for because the pandemic, COVID got the best of me. I was drinking a lot, I was eating a lot, I was being really lazy.
You're drinking a lot of wine, and you're really.
I would drink a bottle of wine a day. We would eat an entire whole thing of bread a day.
Right.
I was cooking lots of stuff with cheese, which was so good, but it wasn't the best for me.
Okay.
So luckily, I ended up getting 7 weeks.
Well, let's back up a bit, because
Okay.
how did this all come about?
Okay.
You trying out, traveling for 5 hours on a train to a city that you've never been to, and trying out for a professional soccer team here in Georgia. How did that all come about?
At one point during this pandemic, they did not allow for any vehicles to move besides the delivery people on a scooter.
Mm.
So during that, I think it was like a 2 or 3 week period maybe, the only way we could get around was to walk everywhere.
Okay.
So we'd go on like these long walks. I mean, one day we walked to a park that was like 4 miles away one day just to go somewhere different. We've been to this park, Vake Park, a few times. And one fateful day, instead of turning left like we always do, you decided we should go right.
Right. Out of the corner, well, the first time that we visited Vake Park, we both discovered that there was a soccer stadium. And we thought that was pretty cool. You have a love for soccer.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe that's where they play. I'd heard of the, like the men's teams here and stuff. I was like, oh, we should like go see a game sometime. We just saw it from the back that first time.
Right.
But this time we turned right to go look at the stadium from the front. Or you decided, I should say.
Yeah, I did.
It was your decision.
I thought it would be a great idea for us to spend a few minutes and actually get closer and Actually, I wanted to get some pictures of the stadium. So instead of turning right, which would have brought us to Vake Park.
No, we normally turn left.
Oh, excuse me, left. I decided on this day to turn right.
Yeah.
And across the street was the stadium. Of course,
Yes.
we crossed the street.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Have the AC on.
I know. So when we got over to the stadium, I saw a sign that was like women's under 20 championships held. What was that, like in May or June or something like that? And onto this, I was like, oh, that's cool. We should totally, if it was still gonna happen, we should like go get tickets and watch it. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then a little further to the right, I see this Georgia Football Federation logo, and I was like, okay, they're like legit here. If they have
An
a
official
football federation, so I just was like, well, I'm gonna go on their website, just see, what they have, and then I see the traditional under 19, under 21, men's different leagues, and I see a women's league, and I get really excited. So I saw there was like, I don't know, 10 teams or something. And I was like, I don't even know. Did I just...
To be honest, we were there and we were taking pictures.
Yeah.
And I think I had taken a few pictures.
Yeah.
And then you came up with this idea. Wow, I should... you wanted to see... Okay, so... We definitely decided that championship was not going to happen. It was probably more than likely canceled.
Yeah.
But you wanted to see if they had maybe a teams that you could just play on and like pick up.
That's right. Yeah, I was seeing if they had, like in Denver, I'm used to the co-ed leagues, like just the regular adult leagues. So I actually went on their website to find if they have like if they have a professional league for women. I would assume they'd have like feeder leagues or just like adult leagues. So that's right. That's what I was looking for at first. And then I saw all the team names, which then a few days later led me to researching them and finding videos and looking at their level of play. And I was like, I think I could play here. Like, I see how they're playing.
Right.
I think I could play with them. So then, through the help of Facebook, I searched all the different teams, found their like page. Now there's 10 teams. I think like maybe 6 of them had their pages, or at least their name in English, not Georgian.
Right.
So then I just went to all their Facebook pages, sent them a message like, hey, I'm an American. I played soccer, D2 in the U.S. Do you offer tryouts? Are you gonna have a...
So you played for your university?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the name of your university?
Minnesota State.
Okay.
University.
And you played for how many years?
All 4 years.
Were you okay? Or like...
It was fine.
You were just fine. I love when you do that. You were just fine.
Yes.
You were all American.
I was.
Okay, you set records?
Yeah.
Or are those records still like on, like, what do you call that? They're not, they're still...
I'm still on some of the records. Some of them have been broken.
She's real modest about that. How long ago has this, how long ago has it been since?
I played from 2007 to 2011. And
Right.
This is year 2020.
2020, okay.
So I just reached out to sent messages to all these people. I was like, hey, what are your tryouts? Can I try out? You're going to have a season, blah, blah. So 4 of them got back to me.
Okay.
Actually, 5 of them got back to me. Not all right away.
Right.
The first one got back to me immediately. The coach called me. He was like, oh, I coached America. And he gave me a better understanding.
Where did he coach though?
He coached at a high school in Minnesota. Super small world.
Yeah.
What the heck? So it was good to talk to him because obviously he is fluent in English. And he was able to give me an idea of the level of play here. It's not the level of U.S. soccer by any means. I compare it to the level of play during my years of college.
Okay. Still competitive though, right?
Oh, definitely competitive. Yeah. But it's not U.S. national team level, which is fine for me.
Right.
I'm now... 9 years out of college?
9 years.
So
and how long has it been since you've been out of college for 9 years, but how long has it been since you really played in a professional game? College level?
played in leagues
Right.
in Denver.
Okay.
But I had women's leagues, I had co-ed leagues.
Okay.
But that's, just your adult leagues.
So 9 years then.
Yeah,
Okay.
So I was like, that's actually perfect level for me.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you decided, you know what? You should try out.
So.
Okay, go ahead.
The first guy got back to me like right away. He was like, yeah. We can do a tryout. We obviously have to, wait and see. It'll be at least 2 weeks. In the course of, over the course of the last 7 weeks, it's been delayed and pushed back, and more teams have gotten back to me. And one team, the team I actually tried out for today, actually drove 3 hours here to Tbilisi to just speak to me in person and be like, what are you about? What do you expect? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that's insane.
So that team is like, okay, so that's where we came from today, and 3 hours ago. It's 5 hours away.
Yeah, so this was the first one that I tried out for.
Okay, today.
Today.
Okay, but before the tryout of today,
yes.
What did you do to prepare yourself? Like, what was that like? You hadn't played professional soccer in 9 years.
I never played professional soccer.
Okay,
I played collegiate soccer.
Thank you for the correction. I appreciate you. So how did you prepare for this? Like, what did you do? How did you, what was your workout regimen like? Okay.
I had to, first I reached out to a player I used to play with. Her husband is a strength and conditioning coach for CU Boulder. So I reached out to her/him to be like, hey, I can't be in a gym right now. What are some banded exercises or like free weight exercises I could do? So he sent me a whole list of stuff to do. I reached out to my freshman year college soccer coach. I had 2 different coaches in college. So I reached out to my freshman year one and said, hey, can you put together like some skills and drills for me to do? And actually about an hour before she emailed me back, I found my training program from the summer before I went to college that we had to do to prepare for that year with her. Luckily, I'm a hoarder, and I have a hard time letting things go and deleting things and throwing things out. So in my lovely AOL email that I've had since AOL that I've had since I was, probably a 7th grader, I have the handbook through email saved in my email, so I just opened it up, and that's what we've been using this time. Plus, I've added weight stuff, and you've helped me with distance. I'm a hoarder. I have a problem, but it paid off this time.
It paid off.
Not only that, but then I reached out to probably 4 other people that I played with. I was like, so I only have the online version, which only shows me the first 3 weeks. Do you have the physical paper that shows, for weeks 5 through 10? And all of them were like, oh, I just threw it out a few months ago. Oh, we just moved and I decided I didn't need it anymore. And I was like, ah. But I have all the workouts, all the drills to do, but everything planned out for me was just the first 3 weeks.
Right.
So
and then?
We started with, because I thought I just had 2 weeks, so we started with 2-a-days, right? So we'd wake up in the morning, we'd do some kind of speed and or agility, and then foot skills.
Right.
And then I'd work during the day, or we'd just lay around and eat. And then in the evening, we do a distance run with bands exercises.
Yeah, resistance band, and
body
we also
weight.
Body weight, for upper body and strength training, so to speak. That, let me ask you a question.
I basically shocked my system into being back
You
in
shocked
shape.
your system? You
I
shocked my
outpulled you.
system into, I had never ever in my life, I play basketball, I run long distance, just I want to make Think that be known? Yeah, like I had never done anything like that, and I just, I wanted to be there to support you. But so we did that. We consistently worked out 5 days a week.
Yeah.
When we weren't when on those 2 days that we were not working out, what were we doing? Like, what are some of the things? Were we just like at home?
No, we would go walking for a ways.
We'll do mini hikes throughout the city.
Mini hikes, walk upstairs.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Well, you mentioned stairs. Like, what was one of the things that you incorporated into that overall plan? Like,
stair sprints and hill sprints.
Stair sprints and hill sprints. I've never done that in my life.
I know, I thought.
And it was just, yeah, I felt like you were going to kill me. We have videos of that, of me crying. Literally, like, this is bullshit. Yeah. So, so you thought you had initially 2 weeks, right?
Oof. Yeah, thank God we had 7.
Right? But it ended up being 7 weeks. And, so we're at week number 7 or week number 6. What happened around that time? Yeah.
So I got a text. So I've had to have some different people.
So after let's jump back. Let's jump forward just a bit. You said the team drove down 5 hours. 3.5 hours to have just to talk. The coach doesn't speak English.
No, so he brought a player that speaks okay English, definitely not fluent, but there are some things that she couldn't get translated. Right. So he then called another person that was somewhere in the city that drove over. Legit, we're parked on the side of the road, and they just drove over and did more translations for me. Just hilarious. So I got a message from that lady Wednesday night at 7. Hey, if you want to try out with us in the next 2 days here, that would be great. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. Well, I can't get there until, what time did our train arrive there?
12? 1.
2.
2, okay, 2.
2.
Yeah.
So we went back and forth, has the federation officially said there's a season? I know you say there's a deadline. I want to send the list of your players. The other teams haven't, so we went back and forth, and I was like, well, what time would the training be? How long would it last? Because I was trying to figure out the train schedule. And they said, okay, Thursday the coach is busy all day. How about Friday? And they never got back to me. I mean, it was 11 at night.
This was Wednesday that you're having a conversation, texting back and forth.
Yeah, of well, he can do Friday.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what time Friday? And she never got back to me. I mean, she was probably sleeping. So we got up at 6 a.m.
We got up at 6 a.m. But hold on, it was Wednesday that you were having this conversation until late at night, 11 o'clock. Thursday we had something else planned here in Tbilisi. What did we have planned?
Thursday, the original plan was wake up at 6, go work out for 2 hours, and then go on a 4-hour hike with some other. I don't know if there's locals or expats or both, but a group of people go on a 4-hour hike, and then get back, have a few hours off, and then go have our cash flow meetup.
We have a cash flow meetup Facebook group that we started. We have the board game.
Yeah.
And so we had that already arranged. Sure, not
warm.
We had that already scheduled.
Yeah.
Ready to go. And Wednesday, you woke up early Thursday.
Got up at 6.
Right.
I got fully ready to go work out, and I was like, I still haven't responded back. But there's literally one train a day that goes to this place. I was like, I think we should just hop on this train. So the train left at 9. We were up at 6. By about 6:20, we made that decision.
Yeah.
But I couldn't buy tickets online because I don't think you can buy it the day of.
Right.
So we packed up our stuff really quickly. Went to the train station, bought a ticket. As soon as the train started pulling away, I messaged them, oh, by the way, I'm on the train right now to your city. What time on Friday? It's like, oh, by the way, my train coming back to Tbilisi leaves on Friday, the next day at 12. So if we could do 9, 10 in the morning, that would be great.
Right.
So like, okay.
Yeah, and then we got on the train, we got situated, and what did we end up doing on the train as we were making our way there?
We worked?
Yeah, we worked, but we had to book a place to stay.
Oh yeah, we hadn't even booked anywhere to stay yet. That's right. We were on the train. So we sent a request out for one Airbnb at 10 in the morning, and we're set to arrive at 2. Well, by 2 o'clock, they still hadn't approved it. So I canceled that request, booked a different one who approved us immediately. So we got to Kvartali, and we're able to check in right away.
Yeah, we checked in right away. Really beautiful Airbnb.
Yeah. Nice.
We get there, we walk. We did a walk in.
If we're gonna move to a new city, I want to know what I'm getting myself into.
Okay. And so we explored for most of the day, and then we had your last workout session while we were there.
Yeah, we went to a park to do another workout session.
Yeah, until 9:30 at night. Yeah.
We started at 8.
We started at 8, so it's pretty much like an hour, 40 minutes workout session.
Yeah, it was a light one because I knew I'd be training the next day.
Yeah.
Try out.
And you woke up this morning.
Oh my gosh, I was.
Tell me more.
Oh my gosh, I went to bed at 11. So like, okay, the coach is gonna get here at 9, so I gotta get up 8.
So the coach said he would come by the Airbnb and pick you up.
Me up to
okay.
Take me to the training or the tryout.
Okay.
So I woke up at 4.
Okay.
I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? Oh my god, I'm so nervous. Oh my god, what if he makes me do 1v1s? I'm not very good at 1v1s. I just run onto the ball and beat people with my speed. Oh my god, you got
what position do you play normally? Like when
Forward,
you're
striker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're more concerned about.
I'm all about speed and beating defenders off the ball,
right?
Not with the ball.
Okay.
I'm not good in small spaces. That's not my forte. But I was like, oh my gosh. They told me it's just gonna be me and the coach. He's probably gonna have one other player. I'm probably gonna have to do 1v1s, and I'm not very good. That's not my strong suit. Okay. I have 3 go-to moves, but if I'm going against the same player, I can't do those 3 go-to moves. What's going to happen after the third try?
So before Friday morning today, on the way back on Thursday we're walking around, and at some point while we were just exploring, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to come and watch you try out. And what did you say to me?
No, I said, okay, the coach got back. He's going to pick me up at 9 a.m. for the tryout. And you're like, can I tag along? And I was like, no. You will distract me. I need to be focused. Not that you'd make a scene, but I would be thinking about you in my head if you're there.
Okay.
I was like, no.
Okay.
I can't. No.
So I woke up on Friday, this morning. Not on Friday. I woke up this morning. I was thinking, okay, she's pretty much. You pretty much said it's not the best thing for me to go out and watch you try out. So I decided to go running on my own.
Yeah.
Okay. While you went and you tried out. Well, okay. How was it? Walk me through that.
Oh my god, I was so nervous.
Okay.
I used the toilet probably 4 times in 2 hours. I was so nervous. Laura, what are you thinking? You're 31 years old. You're not 20 anymore. What are you doing? Oh my god, we've been training so hard. Okay, at least you'll have an answer. Are you staying in Tbilisi? Are you moving? What are you doing with your life? Oh my god, my mind was going so I got to the tryout, and so right now you can't have gatherings of more than 10 people. So I got to the tryout, and he had 10 players come there. So we started with a 1.25 mile run.
You were ready
Thank
for that.
God we had done long distance and not just sprints, because I would have died.
Because you were so you are definitely.
I don't run distance. Let's be real.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm speed.
Okay.
Before a year ago, as soon as we hit 2 miles, I was like, I'm done. No more. And I hated those days, mind you. Now I've gotten better. I've done 3, 4, 5. So we started with a 1.25 mile run, which is fantastic. did good. And then after that, we stretched, and then we did sprints, my favorite. Yay! And so he had one player translating for him to me. So after we did the running portion of it, she came over and he said, "You're in good physical shape." I was like, "Oh my God." And then after that, we went to another area, a field to play for a little bit. And as soon as we get on this court to play, the police show up and they're like, "Yeah, you can't. There's more than 10 people here, right? Because he had 10 players plus me plus him,
right.
which is 12.
12, yeah.
So the rule is they're actually supposed to write us a $2,000 jail fine, which is the equivalent of $600, mind you. Thank God they're like, "You guys you can't be here. Just go." So then we piled all in the car. I mean, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of us in his Honda CR, 9 of us in his Honda CRV, mind you. We drove all the way across town to this like abandoned field where there's like dust blowing in an abandoned building next door.
Right.
And then we do the like monkey in the middle drill.
Right. So you're doing this drill, right?
Yeah.
You have.
That's, I forgot.
Yeah.
So thank God I wore my tennis shoes and not my sandals like I normally would for this trip. I brought my cleats and then I wore my tennis shoes for whatever reason.
Because for the last 7 weeks you've been doing the agility workouts,
everything
sprints,
in your
cleats.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the running portion was on like dirt/gravel. So obviously you're not gonna wear cleats there. So thank God I had my tennis shoes. And then we get to this field and it's like dirt with some grass around, not enough grass to wear your cleats on it. So I'm doing my tryout in my tennis shoes that are made for running. They're not even like, indoor soccer cleats or anything like that. Like they're legit running, not even really that great running shoes to be honest. They're like walking shoes. So I'm doing this tryout in my tennis shoes that have like no traction. I've had them for I bought them like 5 years ago because they're on sale. But I didn't start wearing them until about a year and a half ago. So we're doing monkey in the middle drill. And then we go in and play like 4v4 for, I don't know, probably 10 minutes. And thank God right away I had 2 opening scoring goals, which was fantastic. One, I split the defenders, my signature move. And the other one, I had a header goal, which is pretty cool. And then after that, we did some shooting. Again, I'm in my freaking tennis shoes. I can't shoot in
You're not at your best in tennis shoes.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
You're much better with your cleats on.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, not at my best. At all. No. And then it's like, 11, after 11. They're like, "Oh yeah, you gotta get a train." So we all pile back in the car. We go drop all the players off except for me and this one player and the coach.
Right.
And we drive to our Airbnb. We sit outside the Airbnb in his Honda CRV and we start negotiations basically with the player in the back translating. So long story short, with all the translations, they offered me a position with multiple options. So they will pay me to play, which is nuts. Holy shit. And I have 2 options. I can either move to Kvartali and train with them. They train 7 days a week. I hope that was actually lost in translation. He meant to say Monday through Friday. But I think he meant 7 days a week, which is absolutely insane. Like your body needs at least a day or 2 off. But neither here nor there. So I can move to Kvartali, train with them every day in the mornings, which is good so that I can still work online. They don't pay very well here. Obviously, the average income for anybody in this country is $400 a month. Just keep that in mind. But they're still paying me something, which is nice.
But it helps that the cost of living is similar to like Southeast Asia, for instance,
it's similar
Shanghai.
to like Chiang Mai.
Yeah. That's
Bali,
not
if
bad.
you know how to do Bali.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can either move to Kutaisi. So they offered move to Kutaisi. We'll pay you. Plus, the girls all live in a couple houses together, so rent free. I was like, cool, but no, I'm living with my boyfriend. So they're like, no problem. You have to pay for rent yourself, but we'll still pay you to play. So that's option one. Option two, and this is insane, is we could stay living in Tbilisi. I would train with, so there's 4 teams out of Tbilisi. I would train with one of them here, and then go out to Kutaisi 2 days before every game and train with those guys, and then play the game with them. So like live here in Tbilisi, but commute back and forth to Kutaisi. That's insane. Do you understand that? That's insane. But he's like, I know you're talking to other teams. Please go try out with them. Figure out which one works best for you. My offer stands till July 15th, so today's July 3rd, so 12 days. And let us know what you think.
Yeah. And so what I can remember about earlier today is that I hear a knock at the door. I'm in the Airbnb. I hear a knock at the door. I'm like, hello. And it's you at the door. I quickly unlock the door, open it, and you're like, hey, the train. Yeah.
I knock on the door. It's 11:46. Because this translation, negotiations, whatever, took like 30 minutes. It's 11:46, and the coach is like, oh, I can take you guys to the train station, no problem. I was like, perfect. So I sprint upstairs. I knock on the door. You open up. I was like, babe, the coach is going to take us to the train station. We have to pack right now. Like, we have to pack. Are you going to shower? No, I'm not going to shower. We got to go. Okay, go shower. I will pack. And on my way to the shower, I turn around and go, oh, by the way, I made the team.
I swear. You hop in the shower. I pack.
You pack. We get in the car. They drive us to the train station. We get to the train. We haven't even bought our tickets.
No, we did not. No.
The train's supposed to leave in about 4 minutes. It's 12:01. The train's supposed to leave at 12:05. We run up there, and they're like, oh yeah, straight through there. And I was like, I don't have a ticket yet. They're like, you don't have a ticket? And I was like, I don't have a ticket. So we go to the first lady. We say, 2 tickets. Here's my passport. Here's my credit card. They're like, oh, cash only.
Okay.
They're like, cash only. I was like, I have 10 gel, and each ticket costs 9 gel. It was interesting. The going there was 8 gel a person.
Right, and coming back it was 9
a person.
Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, cash only. I was like, do you have an ATM? They're like, nope. I was like, well, I need to get on that train though. And then so like, okay, they pushed me down to 2 other cashiers who had one single card swiper thing. Well, I'm getting everything swiped. We don't have any food. We don't have any drinks.
Right.
So you run downstairs to this.
Convenience store.
Yes, you get like 6 things.
You handed me the 10 gel, and I
was
went downstairs.
Like, get 10 gel worth, right?
Yeah.
That's like a little over $3.33. You come back with like 6 different things, 2 orange juices, 2 kinds of bread, some goldfish, and you have change. You only spent 8.50 gel.
And while this is happening, one of the cashier attendants run outside, and she starts talking to the conductor like, wait, do not leave.
They're trying to pay. Hold a minute. Oh gosh. So we get it, and literally they scan our ticket, they scan our forehead. As soon as you, because I stepped on first, as soon as you stepped on the train, it like took off. So I still haven't even told you like what happened.
No.
At all.
No. Not a
We
clue.
sit down, I'm like, so how was your run? And you're like, are you kidding me? Like, do you want to tell me what just happened? So I was like, okay, by the way. So, it gets better though. Oh my god, it gets better.
Tell me how.
We go back to Tbilisi. As soon as I arrive in Tbilisi, I get a text from one of the teams here.
The team that finished in first place.
First place last year that I had been talking with originally, and like a few days. So he had seen me like.
Yeah, we're in Hippodrome.
One, maybe,
yeah.
In Hippodrome. He had, I don't know why.
Practicing, working out.
Yeah, he had just texted me like, "Were you at Hippodrome today?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was in the green shorts." He was like, "Oh, I saw you." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." He's like, "Yeah, keep practicing." Then he messaged me a few nights ago. Oh, I had asked him like, "Yeah, do you have this July 3 deadline?" He's like, "No." So then he messaged me like, "Do you exercise?" And I was like, "Clearly, you saw me at Hippodrome. Yeah, I'm training 5 days a week." He's like, "Have you lost weight?" And I was like, "What the fuck, dude? What do you mean by that? Like, yes, but like, what the fuck?" And I was like, "Whatever. I'm gonna write him off. That's so rude. Like, you haven't even seen me play. Like, F off." So, go to this tryout. Super happy with this team.
But, this is key. Before we left for Kutaisi, okay, I'm learning. You sent him a few.
I sent him after he was like, "Have you lost weight? Do you exercise?" I was like, "Motherfucker, yeah. Here's videos. I've been filming myself." And so I sent it to him, and I was like, "Is that fast enough for you?"
We didn't hear from him.
No, he responded back, "Well, the key is to be fast with the ball at your feet." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, total douchebag, right? So then we get back, right? I go try out. I don't tell him I'm going to try out for this other team. It's none of his business. As soon as we get back into Tbilisi, I get a message from him that says, "Hi." I said, "Hello." He said, "What uniform size are you? And can I get a copy of your passport and a picture for the application to play for our team?" I was like, "Oh, I'm guessing you talked to the team I tried out for today, huh?" Because that team knew I'd been talking to him. And so I told him. He's like, "Okay, I'll save a uniform for you." And I was like, "Really?"
He did a 180.
He did a 180. I'm not skin and bone. Doesn't mean I can't play.
So, what kind of week have you been having?
This is just nuts. And then I got hired. I have a new event planning client that just came about last week. Actually, earlier this week. Oh my god, that was this week.
Yes, it was. So we arrive back, we jump in a boat, I grab some food, we jump in a boat, we get back to our condo.
As soon as I walk in, I'm like, I have to prepare for a meeting with my new event planning client.
We usually have a table behind you.
Here.
That table's in the room.
I moved it in there for my meeting.
2 minutes after arriving back in the condo, you moved the table into the room and you did your
my introductory meeting.
Right?
Yeah. What the heck?
And this is all while there's a pandemic, global pandemic.
Yeah. Mind you, they're like, oh, so I asked them, I was like, "Dude, I see your event is July 30th. You hired me like July 1st. What? Did I replace someone else? They're like, what's going on?" "No, it's just going to be too much. We need an event planner on our hands." I was like, "That's a lot for your event is 27 days out. Are you kidding me?"
So would you say you're having a great week?
I'm having a fantastic week. And they do events quarterly. So this won't
This is outside of soccer.
This is outside of soccer.
This is outside of soccer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a lot going on.
Yeah.
I went from March, April, literally feeling like a piece of shit. I'm not doing anything with my life. I'd teach 3 days a week, and then just literally lay on the couch and drink a bottle of wine a day and eat food, to being like, God damn, I'm like wasting my life right now.
She gets down to herself.
I do. I was like, what are you doing with yourself? Like, you're not motivated. You just lay on this couch all day. You're like, oh my god, I can play soccer. I have a new event planning client. Gotta balance that. My old event planning client is coming back because now more events are being able to happen that aren't just online, they're in person. I just got a message from him like, "Oh, can you plan the next trip for us?" And I just passed my quarterly review of my teaching gig.
You teach online as well?
I have a lot going on.
You just got a contract, paid contract.
I went from being stressed out that I went from being
I don't understand why.
Stressed out that I lost my 2 event planning clients.
Right.
Which were
because they're located in the U.S.
They look in the U.S. and no events could happen in person.
Right.
So I lost those 2. So I had to go back to teaching as my only source of income, and I thought I was going to get restricted because I had a couple of bad interviews because I was like, I don't give a shit about how my students review me. I don't care what kind of teacher I am. I have my event planning.
That's not the case, though. I'll be honest. I
don't give a shit. It's probably most people's like, I'm doing a great job.
Yeah. Your I don't give a shit is most people's 95%. Yeah.
But I got 1 low score on a student review, so I was like, well, I'm going to get limited to 10 hours a week. Before I didn't care. But then I was like, oh my God, I'm really source of income. I'm not going to be able to afford to live my life. To now I have like too much shit on my plate.
Do you really have too much shit on your plate?
No, I'll manage it just fine.
You always do.
Yeah.
And now
I'll
you
finally
are.
be able to save some stuff.
There's potentially 2 contracts. Let's just say it. You have, two professional contracts. I'm talking about soccer right now.
Oh, we're going back to soccer.
Yeah, I'm shifting back.
Yeah, so I have a tryout on Wednesday with a different team outside of Tbilisi. We'll go there. We'll take the train up there on Tuesday, try out Wednesday, come back Wednesday night. That's a late one. And then I'm waiting for this other guy that's like, I'll save your uniform, send me your passport. The one that got number 1 last year.
Well, let me ask you a question. So today is Friday. What you had said to me was, and I agreed to it. I don't know why, but I agreed to it because I love you so much. You're like, okay, we're going to go to this city that we've never heard of, we've never been to. We're going to go ahead and try it on Friday. We'll leave on Thursday. We'll try it on Friday. And then Friday morning, we'll hop on the train, come back to Tbilisi. Okay, we had to cancel our cash flow meetup board game on Thursday, but we're going to come back on Friday, want to sleep, wake up on Saturday and do what?
So I'd already planned to do this overnight hiking thing.
2 days.
2-day hiking for 190 gel, so like $60 US. They'd take us in a group of less than 20 up to like the Russian border, which is about 3 hours away. Drop us off. We're going to go hiking for 6 hours, get up to like 3,000 meters high, which is about 10,000 feet-ish, 11,000 feet. See some really cool, like hike along a ridge, stay in a guest house. Then the next day, we walk around these tiny little villages, come back to Tbilisi.
On Sunday at
like 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
Your family calls at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Have a family Zoom call at 9 on Sunday, the first one. Yeah.
And then on Monday, I'm going to have my full day of teaching.
8 hours?
No, Monday's my like. I open up for 12 hours to really teach. Like
so 12 hours of online English teaching on Monday, and then what you had planned for us on Tuesday?
And then on Tuesday, we're gonna take the train out to this other place to go try out. When I first told you this whole plan, you're like, no, and I was like, what do you mean no? I plan things. This is what we're gonna do. I want to try out. I want to go hiking. What do you mean no? I gave you attitude.
You did. Well, you know what? It would be unfair.
I'm not going to travel 5 hours on Thursday, 5 hours on Friday, 3 hours on Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday, 5 hours on Tuesday. But I was like, but why not?
I've got to also. I think it's fair. To kind of add to this what we had scheduled for Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Wednesday we're going to do a walking tour of Tbilisi.
For how many hours?
3.
After we did what in the morning?
We worked out for 3 hours. I don't see the problem.
Oh man.
I forgot to tell you something earlier.
That?
When we were doing our workout last night in Kvartali, we've never been in this city. It's the 3rd largest city in Georgia with 155,000 people in it as of 4 years ago. When we were working out, a guy came up to us in broken English and said, Tbilisi, Hippodrome, which is where you and I always work out 5 days a week.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah. He was like, I saw you there. I was like, what do you? I was like, okay. You live here in Kvartali? Yep, I live here.
That was bizarre.
That was so random.
Yeah, it was random. That was cool though.
Okay.
I just got to say, I'm super proud of you.
This is the first glass of wine I've had in 7 weeks.
Yes.
As soon as I decided, I think I'm going to try out for these teams, I cut my alcohol completely.
You did.
Sadly so.
I did not, but you did. I did slow down
You did.
a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
how do you feel? Oh, like
I'm
today?
excited.
Last few words.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like this, of course, is a goal of mine as like a 10-year-old. Everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna play professional when I get older. And then college happened, and I didn't like the replacement coach we got. I actually swore off soccer for about 2 years after college. And
You were at your prime.
Yeah. Yeah. Swore off soccer after college because I grew to hate it for a variety of reasons. And I started traveling. This is never on like my vision. And then one fateful day, you decide to turn right, and our freaking lives did a 180.
It did.
Like, who is a full-time 3.5-year traveler is like, by the way, I'm gonna go play professional in Europe. That's insane.
Can I get some now?
Yeah, baby. Thanks for being there for me.
You're welcome.
And training
You're
me.
amazing.
I about killed you.
Congratulations.